So all I need to do now is do my interest on overdue debtors. And I need to credit that like I told myself. Okay, so I go to interest on overdue debtors. That is here, and on the credit side it's going to be the 15th debtors control and this will go from the general journal and it will be 64 Rand, like I said. Okay, then the next one, I've got S Shooter and the discount allowed, which was cancelled. Okay, so I've already done my debtors control column, so now I just need to do my discount allowed. So I go to discount allowed, and on the credit side I'm going to have 2010 May 25th, and this was debtors control from the general journal of 30 Rand. Alright, so now on the 28th I had stationery and consumables. So stationery was my debited account, so I go to stationery, and on the debit side 2010 May the first total, why am I saying total, sorry, consumables, because that was my other account affected, GJ 140 Rand. Okay, then for my consumables I go to my consumables, and I said I was going to credit it. So on the 28th, stationery, GJ of 140 Rand. Then the 29th I had GGAF and GGAFA, and those are both debtors, and I've already done my debtors control account. Then I've got equipment and Kulit services. So let me go to equipment because I said I was going to debit it. So on the 31st, creditors control, general journal of 90 Rand. And then I've done my creditors control account, so I don't need to do that again. Okay, so now I've done my general journal, the general ledger. Okay, then I get to my debtors ledger and my creditors ledger. So now we have to put in for each debtor what happened to their account, because there were some transactions that did affect their accounts. So for H Shady, we had his account was written off as bad debt. So he owed us 320 and now we're writing off his account. So what will happen here is you're going to have on the 10th, because that is the day that it happened, details, bad debts. Then on the credit side it will be 320 because we're writing off his entire amount, so therefore he doesn't owe us any more. Then let's see what happens with delayed. So delayed, there was interest charged on his account. So this happened on the 15th. My detail will be interest on overdue debtors. Okay, and because my interest on overdue debtors, I'm increasing the amount he owes to me because I'm charging him interest, it's going to be 64 Rand debited. And then I would say this balance plus 64 and get a new balance. Then for S Shooter, so obviously you would be making or going through the whole list of what these debtors have been doing, but these are just single entries. So for S Shooter, his discount was cancelled on the RD check. Now remember, there were two things that happened here. First, he had an RD check. Second, the discount was cancelled. So you would have done your RD check like normal. So RD check of, I think it was 570 Rand. And then you would work that out, and then you would cancel the discount. So this would have come from your CPJ. Then you would have said discount cancelled, and then put the discount amount, which was 30 Rand, and then you would decrease it by that, or increase his account by that, I mean. Okay, then GGAF. So remember, we switched GGAF and GGAFE. So I said I was going to debit GGAF's account. So this will be invoice, because we have to do the original invoice. So invoice WT at 235, W235, and next to it, I will just say error corrected. And then we're increasing his account because we said we're going to debit it of 440. And then that would be your total. Then our last debtor, GGAFE. So this is just an example when we charged him for the invoice of 440. Now that was an error, so now we're going to correct it. So this was corrected on the 29th. So we just say error corrected, and this was of 440. So do you see that we debited his account by 440 because we charged him for it? Now we're taking away that 440, so then he doesn't owe us that money anymore. So this cancelled each other out at least. Then for my creditors ledger, I've got Coolid Services. So the thing that happened with Coolid Services was that I still owe them 90 Rand. So on the 31st, we had our, oh, it's over here, sorry. We had our error, so then we have to correct that. So it would be error corrected of 90 Rand. So now I owe them 90 Rand. So remember I said I was going to credit the account. So because it's a credit to the liability and it increases on the credit, so I still owe them 90 Rand, and then I would work out what my total was. I hope you guys understand. Please let me know if you don't. This carries on throughout until matric, so it's very important that you understand the basics.